Hello, everyone. This is your boy, Director Marlon Green, synchronizing this universe like no one else can. If our leaders could have been doing a better job, trust me, they'll be doing it. If you look around, everything raggedy, everything run down, everything is dysfunctional. I have something more to offer. Today, I want to talk about reparations, and I did a little bit of research, so I'm just going to talk about it. And let's just say, if now for years or generations, your family and your friends and families like yours have been damaged by our country's political and economic system by law, by widespread practice, with the intent of benefiting families like yours. Then the checks for the harm done will be called reparations. Okay, beginning with more than 2 centuries of slavery, blacks and Americans have been deliberately abused by their own nation. And did you hear what I said? Americans have been deliberately abused by their own nation. It's time to pay restitution. Black activists and intellectuals have been making that point with increasing volume over the last few years, turning what was an obscure thought problem into a political issue. The question of reparations have been entered into the Democratic primary with certain senators. It seems as some of them that were against reparations are now with reparations. And I'm not saying no names. They have to say it out in their campaign. And struggling to explain to black voters why he has built such a strong social justice platform on every issue but this one. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a good question. And so every year since 1989, certain senators has introduced a commission to study reparations proposals of the African American Act. As the name indicates, HR 40 does not require reparation. It simply calls for a comprehensive research into the nature and financial impact of African enslavement, as well as the ills inflicted on black people during the Jim Crow era. Do you hear that? I'm always talking about the Jim Crow area, or the Jim Crow era rather, and you all think it's a fucking cartoon or something. Remedies can be suggested. Every year, the bill stalls. Every year, but they'll pass a terrorist bill. They'll pass an anti-defamation bill. They'll pass an LGBT bill, but they won't pass this basic lynching bill or human hate crime bills or crimes against humanity bills. I do that shit. I should be some of the people that manage who and where this money goes. We're not accepting no reparations tax, and we're not accepting no transaction tax. And also, President Trump should supply those tickets to Africa, a round trip ticket to Africa. And I'm going to be introducing this legislation bill suggestion that President Trump, with all of these troops in all of these countries, with all of these troops in all of these countries that are American, and African Americans cannot afford to go to Africa, we demand that President Trump offers a program with accomplished African Americans, a round trip ticket, and a hotel stay for a week in Africa in any country that he wants. Then he'll be doing something, because having those trick daddy pastors, yes, and house nigga pastors that he be using, nothing that ever get done. Now, going back to talking about reparations, I'm going to keep talking about reparations till we get it, because I deserve better. And y'all don't watch enough documentaries on racism to come to grips with it, so I have to do it. Most other Americans still are listening, and perhaps the most prominent voice now pushing reparations laid out why blacks and Americans, in particular African Americans, deserve even more than repayment for slavery in a sweeping 2014 article, The Case for Reparations. The exploitation didn't stop with Emancipation Proclamation. So any restitution must reckon with the discrimination that followed and deal with the living victims of these ills. Insurance discrimination, medical discrimination, job discrimination, all kind of public accommodation discrimination. All this is going on while most of y'all sit on y'all ass and still not listening. I'm trying to get married. I can't fucking get married. I can't get a job. I'm a felon. I'm overcoming all of this shit. All of this wasn't my fault. The Dolphins got me in trouble. Psychopaths been stalking me. The fucking cops are dirt. All of this shit. All of this shit I got to deal with. And y'all keep my motherfucking money. I'm trying to get married. I can't get married. The oppressor's gonna keep saying, oh, you have to wait. The insurance company's gonna speak saying, oh, you have to wait. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it's time for us, we have to wait. Time for waiting is over. And I'm just getting started on this shit. I'm just getting started.